Happy Monday. We are in suburban Florida, Fort Myers, with Andy Wahlberg.
On Penny Lane there is a barber showing photographs of every head he's had the pleasure to have known, and the people that come and go stop and say hello. On Penny Lane there is a banker with a motor car. The little children laugh at him behind his back, because the banker never wears a Mac. In the pouring rain, very strange, Penny Lane is in my ears and in my eyes. Wet beneath the blue suburban skies, I sit and beam, while back on Penny Lane there is a fireman with an hourglass, and in his pocket is a portrait of the Queen. He likes to keep his fire engine clean. It's a clean machine. Penny Lane is in my ears and in my eyes. For the fish and finger pies of summer. Meanwhile, back behind the shelter in the middle of a roundabout, a pretty nurse is selling poppies from a tray. And though she feels as if she's in a play, she is anyway. On Penny Lane, the barber shaves another customer. We see the banker sitting waiting for a trend, and the fireman rushes in from the pouring rain. Very strange, Penny Lane is in my ears and in my eyes. Where beneath the blue suburban skies, I sit and meanwhile back. Penny Lane is in my ears and in my eyes. Where beneath the blue suburban skies, Penny Lane.
Oh, I love the way you do that. What a great song.
And you know, we've never done that before.
No.
So,
where's he going? Look, there he goes.
I know. I said, let's do a Beatles to start off with, and yeah, you picked the hardest one.
Well, it's the best one. Wow, one of the greats.
It really was.
One of the really great.
Fantastic.
Wow, it just made me think of that. Just being here in North Fort Myers, and it's just so lovely and.
Hi to you people who live in cold climates. We're
nice
sitting outside perspiring.
Nice to be out of chilly Nashville,
Yeah.
you know.
Oh my gosh.
And going to Bahamas very soon.
Oh,
Yes,
that's right.
yeah, I'll be on my way there very quickly. Yeah. So, you have been playing in Florida just for years and years. You got the award this year for 50 years with a harp guitar. You've been playing harp guitar longer than any of us here.
Is
Yeah.
probably true. I mean, there might be somebody out there who's been playing longer, but I was lucky enough to get my first harp guitar in 1972, and I got it in a pawn shop in Los Angeles, where I was visiting the family. And I didn't know what it was. The pawn shop guy didn't know what it was. No, but there was no internet, so there's no way to look up what it was. It was just a strange-looking instrument, and I thought, well, I'll just take it home and polish it up and see if I can learn how to play it.
And you've made a career out of this instrument. I mean, this has been your instrument.
Always. It has, right from the beginning. I started playing out when I was about 14, so I'd been playing guitar in coffee houses and any place that I could get a gig. But by the time I was a little bit older and had my harp guitar, I realized that what a great selling point it is to have something that looks like this. So I'd be able to go in and drop off my press kit, and people would call me back.
Yeah.
And they'd say, wow, what do you do exactly?
Well, if you're anywhere in the Fort Myers area, look up Andy Wahlberg. It's andywahlberg.com.
It's a harp guitar guy.
Harp guitar guy. Okay, better yet.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was
Yeah.
the beginning of what became pretty much my whole career. I mean, everything I've done has been based on the harp guitar.
Yeah. And how old is this instrument? I know mine was made by Mike Doolan. It's a fairly recent instrument, 10, 12 years old, something like that.
Right.
And yours is a bit older.
Just a tad, yeah.
Yeah.
It was made in 1909 to the best of our
1909.
ability to date them, because the numbering system at the factory was completely off kilter. So sometimes they would make 10 or 12 mandolins or regular guitars, and then they'd slip a harp guitar in.
Yeah.
The builders up in Chicago, it was a company called the Larson Brothers, and they would sell them through other outlets. They wouldn't sell them direct to the public. This particular one was sold out of a music store in St. Paul, Minnesota, called the Dyer Music Exchange.
Ah.
And they were one of the big marketers of the harp guitar during the early part of the 1900s. And then I think Sears and Roebuck had them in the catalog also, because they were in Chicago. And so if you could buy a harp guitar in 1912, you could pay $25 for a harp guitar.
Oh, holy.
Or you could buy a full-size 88-key piano for $25.
Oh, okay.
So it was just a real specialty item.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a lot of money back then, right?
You bet it was.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money now. CDs for sale.
Well, play one of your tour de force. I'll set this down while you...
I will. Well, this is
Not
a very
something out of the
silly
park
thing
for
I
us.
do. This is a tribute to the developers who helped build Southwest Florida into what it is today, which is an unending, unbroken series of gated communities. I have taken the liberty with Charlie Daniels, The Devil Went Down to Georgia, and I've changed it to The Devil Went Down to Florida. Well, the devil went down to Georgia. I'm sorry. The developer went down to Florida. He was looking for some land to steal. He was in a bind. He was running behind, and he needed a real estate deal. When he came across a young man blowing a harmonica really hot, and the developer jumped on a palm tree stump and said, "Boy, let me tell you what. I'll bet you didn't know it, but I'm a harmonica player too. And if you'd care to take a dare, I'll make a bet with you. Now, you play pretty good harmonica, son, but give the developer his due. I'll bet a harmonica of gold against your 2 acres in Florida that I think I'm better than you." The boy said, "My name is Andy, and it might be a sin, but I'll take your bet. You're going to regret I'm the best that's ever been. Andy, rosin up your lips and play your harmonica hard. Hell's broke loose in Florida, and the developer hands out business cards. If you win, you get this shiny harmonica made of gold. If you lose, the developer gets your land sold to him." So the developer opened up his case and he said, "I'll start this show." And fire flew from his fingertips as he rosined up his harmonica. As he pulled his lips across the holes, it made an evil hiss. And the band of attorneys joined in, and it sounded something like this. That's a note so high, only an attorney can hear it. And he said to the developer, "That was pretty good, old son. Sit back there in that there chair. Let me show you how it's done. Lie at the beach, run, boy, run. Developer and house in the setting sun. Chicken trying to get across 41. Oh, granny in a miniskirt. No child, no." The developer hung his head because he knew that he'd been beat. And he laid that golden harmonica on the ground at Andy's feet. Andy said, "Y'all come back now if you ever want to try it again. Because I told you once, you bad person, I'm the best that's ever been. Like at the beach club, run, run, run. Developer in the house in the setting sun. Muscovy duck trying to cross 41. German tourist in a Speedo. No, child, no. And that's my tribute to the developers.
Oh, that's great, Andy. Yeah.
It's always fun.
Yeah. No wonder that you have such faithful audiences here in Florida. Wow.
Yeah, they certainly identify with that song, even though everybody who lives here is probably living in a house that was built by a developer. So, you know, it's just that's the great dichotomy of living in Southwest Florida, because it wasn't that long ago that you know, it was pretty much a very tiny, you know, little teeny enclaves and communities with maybe, you know, a few thousand people living in them. And now Southwest Florida has many cities with many hundreds of thousands. So changes, time changes it.
But it is nice to be here this time of year, I have to
Everybody
admit.
wants to be here this time of year.
But
That's
I'm
true.
going to the Bahamas very soon to join up with Captain Bryan out there, so we'll keep you posted on that. And he's posted something recently on the Acoustic Sailing YouTube channel, so I have to check it out and see what he's up to. Is there one that I can play along with you on?
Yes, there is, and I thought we might do that. But what was it that we had said we would do?
We were thinking about the wagon wheel.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's a great one.
And what key would I be in?
You'll be in G and I'll be in A.
G.
That's right. Well, I'm heading down south to the land of the pines, thumbing my way into North Carolina, staring up the road, pray to God I see headlights. Yeah, I made it down the coast in 17 hours, picked me a bouquet of dogwood flowers, hoping for Raleigh so I can see my baby tonight. So rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, hey, mama, rock me. Oh, rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, hey, mama, rock me. I'm running from the cold up in New England. I was born to be a fiddler in an old-time string band. My baby plays the harp guitar, I pick a banjo now. Yeah, North Country winters keep getting me down. I lost my money playing poker, so I had to leave town. But I ain't turning back to living that old life no more. So rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, hey, mama, rock me. Oh, rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, hey, mama, rock me. Yeah, I'm heading down south, out of Roanoke. I caught a trucker out of Philly for a nice long tote. He's heading for the Cumberland Gap to Johnson City, Tennessee. Yeah, I gotta get a move on before the sun. I hear my baby call my name, I know that she's the only one. And if I die in Raleigh, at least I will die free. So rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, hey, mama, rock me. Oh, rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, hey, mama, rock me. I said, hey, hey, mama, rock me.
Oh, yeah, that one has gotten really popular in the bluegrass circuit. hasn't
Everybody
it?
plays that one.
Yeah.
It was originally an idea that Bob Dylan came up with. The chorus was, and then I guess well, I know Darius Rucker had a hit with it, and what was the name of the group that came out with it too earlier on?
Yeah, I heard it at the Full Moon Pickin' Party. You know, all the jam sessions were all doing that.
Yeah, they love that. So you can jam along at home.
Yeah. Fun. Well, we'll have you do another one, and I didn't tell them, but I didn't tell you, but I had filmed some of our doings together.
Excellent.
Yeah, which we'll play for them in a bit.
You're going to turn them on to some of that, I assume, on
yes.
this very show. Okay.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to do my arrangement of Hotel California by the Eagles, and as you may have noticed that I changed the corks up here. These are my sharping levers.
Oh, yes, I have these.
That's right. These are, I don't know, $20-$30 each. These are like free if you drink the wine.
You've got to pay the $20 for the bottle of wine.
That is
Yeah,
true.
you know.
That is true. But that is an added benefit. So here it is, Hotel California.
got all the parts on that.
Well, yeah, most of them.
Oh,
That's
Hotel
fun.
California. Boy, I haven't heard that in a long time. Well, it's been really fun visiting with you and your wife, Kitty. And, yeah,
We have had a blast. What have we done? We played pickleball.
Yeah,
we,
right.
ran around the town and looked at all the sights.
We went to Richard Smith's concert together. Our
That was amazing.
Mutual friend Richard was playing, so we dropped in at his show. Yeah,
And we
had
ate
dinner.
a lot of good food.
Yeah, had dinner together.
Yeah.
Well, I've got a couple of little cameos here. Why don't I just play this for you? Here, check this out.
Do one. Let's see. I do this one. I tell people the story behind it. This is one called Emmett's Rising, and I wrote it after visiting Ireland for the first time, and it was such a eye-opening experience to learn about the history of Ireland. And during the course of time, over the last few hundred years, there were a number of rebellions that took place in Ireland to drive the British out. And prior to that, to drive the Vikings out. So they've been trying to drive people out for hundreds and hundreds of years. But the one uprising that was led by a fellow named Robert Emmet, and he was a nobleman in Ireland, and his uprising failed, as most of them did at that time. But during his trial, he was allowed to speak before Parliament because he was a member of the noble families there. Before he was executed, he asked that only asked that his epitaph never be written, so long as Ireland was not completely free of foreign rule. And that story just really got to me, because I realized that to this very day, Ireland is not a completely Irish-run island. It's part of it is still run by the British. So his epitaph remains unwritten and uninscribed on his tombstone. So I wrote this piece called Emmett's Rising. And if you listen very carefully, and you have to really tune in, you might hear Robert Emmet's riderless horse galloping off into the distance in the Irish mist at the end of the piece. So you just really lean in.
that took a lot of real concentration
You
there
really
at
had
the end.
to focus there.
Right, to hear that chorus. That technique you're using, I think of that as a Michael Hedges technique. Were you inspired by him for that particular tune, or?
I would say, yeah, he's probably one of my main inspirations for everything because,
Oh, really?
you know, the way he approached not just the harp guitar but the guitar itself is just it changed the way I play. When I first heard him, I was living in San Francisco in 1987, and we went to see him play at a little place in downtown San Francisco, and he just, you know, he changed my life, no question about it.
Yeah.
It was like, this is amazing what he can do. So yeah, any of that is certainly inspired by Michael.
Yeah. Well, a lot of players do that tapping thing, you know,
Yeah.
in almost all their songs, but you have a really wide variety of techniques that you use, just depending on what the song needs. Yeah.
I use the tapping every time I think it's appropriate, and then, you know, back out of it
Back
when
out,
I think
yeah.
that's quite enough tapping for now, lads.
That made me think of there's a couple of tunes that I've written in a little Irish style out in Dadcat tuning. One is Lady Pamela, the other one is one I wrote inspired by the Harp Guitar Gathering.
Oh, cool.
That's where we all get together, and
Every year we
exchange
all,
ideas.
as a matter of fact, I think that Muriel, you've received the award from the harp guitar group. I've received it.
Yes.
You know, the other person in the group received it, so all three of us have gotten one. We're just joking. There's more than three
There's
of us.
more three, slightly more. How many were there this year? Do you have an idea?
I think like about 60 people signed up for the
Oh,
harp guitar gathering.
That's
It's
yeah.
a
it's
good
growing.
turnout.
So there's 60 of us, though.
So you're going to get into Dadgad, so I will capo up and join you.
Okay. Okay, I'll play a little bit of the gathering that I wrote right after the very first harp guitar gathering, and then I might medley into Lady Pamela. We'll see how we feel. You opted not to join, huh?
That was a little tricky for me. I thought I'll just let you play that one. Beautiful, though, beautiful. And of course, we love Pamela, Miss Pamela, Lady Pamela.
Lady Pamela, yes. Many of you know her if you've ordered any CDs.
That's right. He's the one on the other end of the line.
Oh, you did one at the show last night that was just dynamite. Oh, the Devil Goes Down to Georgia.
Oh my God! Yeah, my version is a local version. You almost have to know all the local sites. So, yeah, I just changed it to the developer went down to Naples, which is sort of like the devil. Yeah, in our town here, we've seen explosive growth. So it's really quite something all around Southwest Florida. So I do a parody of that. However, I need my harmonica, which I left out.
Oh, you left out. Okay.
Let me do something of my own. I'll just do one.
All right.
Which, that one is sort of my own because I just changed all the words. My apologies to Charlie Daniels. So, anyway, here is, I wrote this one for the movie The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. And they didn't use it, but I sent it to them. I didn't hear back from them either, but I thought it would have been perfect for that movie.
Right.
So here it is, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, better known as Lizbeth. Girl with a Dragon Tattoo.
So did you know this girl?
I've known a couple of girls with dragon tattoos, as a matter of fact, but yeah, that seems to be a thing now.
Well, I don't know if you know, but I got a little bit of video of you playing at the club the other night, and I wanted to play a little bit for the folks here. I mean, check this out.
Here comes the Orange Blossom Special, traveling on down to the track. Been back home to this lonesome town, I'm gonna bring my baby back alright.
thanks for tuning in with harp guitar guy here, Andy Wahlberg.
That's right.
And that's how you find you, right? Go to Harp Guitar Guy.
HarpGuitarGuy.com.
Yep. And thanks for tuning in again. We'll see you next Monday, and we'll have some adventures. I know, next Monday. So be sure to drop in then. Thanks.